afternoon, everyone. Oh, yeah. All right, so, yeah, I think I will put this up a little bit further. Not very good. Maybe even higher than this. There we go. Hopefully the glare is not too bad. So basically, I was doing test hands with the deck that we built on stream the other day, and the deck is not doing what I wanted it to do. You're never resolving Engage with 3 spells in graveyard, which is basically the best thing about Engage. So I want to revamp this. I don't know where I'm going to be able to cut cards because there's so many engine requirements in this deck. And if you take out names, you're just going to brick. So honestly, I don't... There were hands where I was bricking. I'm going to start off this stream with just a couple of test hands from the deck that we made last time to just see what we can get and then see what we would do if we got hand trapped in some certain way. All right, so we've got Cyber Emergency, Crossout Designator, Eva, Drytron Delta, Alteus, and Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. So the main thing that we're worried about here is Droll and Lockbird. What I had noticed as well is that when you use your Engage, when you see it, that is, because it's 3 engages in 60 cards, so you're not going to see this every opening hand. You're not getting the bonus draw most of the time, and it doesn't extend you to actually play. It's just a really good going second option. But you're not always going to be going second. Sometimes you want to set up a board. With this, I don't even know if it's going to be full combo, because you've got your access to your Cyber Emergency, which can get you your Alpha, and then Alpha contribute off Delta to give you your Ben 10 in hand, and then you contribute off the Ben 10 to, I guess, get your Choju, but then you don't have access to the Ritual spell. Yeah, this is kind of tough. You can use the Sky Striker package to give you either a Widowmaker or just 2 bodies on board that you can use for Cross Sheep. But I guess let's just start playing this hand. Let's see if we can get enough spells in graveyard to get the bonus draw. I mean, it just depends on whether or not our opponent drolls us or ashes us on the Alpha. But we do have the Crossout Designator for either of those hand traps. So let's assume the worst case scenario, they have just droll. So we're going to activate Cyber Emergency. Their mouth is salivating right now because they're like, okay, I'm going up against at least Cyber Dragons, which is an auto win, or I'm going up against Drytron, and I have droll, so I'm lit right now. So what we're going to do is grab Alpha Thubin to our hand. And then Cyber Emergency will resolve. They will use their Droll and Lockbird. We'll be able to activate our Crossout Designator. I think the... okay, so we'll banish our Droll and Lockbird. I think the issue here is that we don't play enough spells to make it so that when we draw Engage, it's crazy. Because right now, we've got 2 spells in grave, which was lucky, because a lot of the cards in the deck are monster cards instead of spells. Before we clog up our main monster zone, I think we do Engage here. So Engage will get us our Hornet drones. Grab that. Now we have 3 spells in graveyard, so our token is beefed up. Then we can use the token to go into Kagari. And at this point, I don't think we want the 2 bodies for Cross Sheep. I think we want to Engage again because it will let us draw 1 card here, which is really nice. So you just add back Pot of Greed from your graveyard. So hopefully we can draw a way to the Ritual spell with this. So I'll Engage here. I'll grab a Widowmaker, which will probably not come up, but whatever. And then we do get to draw a bonus card at this point. So our bonus card is another Delta. Ugh. You know, I don't even know if I want to take this deck to locals. One cool thing, though, is that you can use the Sky Striker Ace Kagari, since it's a machine, as the material for your ritual summon. We didn't use our normal summon either, but I want to plus off of Eva. Yeah, this is just terrible. I gotta reconstruct the list. But let's see how far we can get. Let's Alpha, Tribute, Delta, special out, get our only real option, which is Ben 10. Then we can try to draw another card off of Delta, since we drew a Delta off of Engage. But we don't get our Ben 10 search, which is crucial. So we either get our Ben 10 search for Choju, I believe, or we try to draw another card. Honestly, I think we try to draw another card. So we're going to actually Delta for Delta here, tribute that off. We're going to reveal the Ben 10 in our hand, and we're going to draw another card. A Gamma. Okay, that's not the worst thing that we could have drawn. Here is where we need to start triggering our Ben 10 to search our Light Fairies. So we're going to overlay for Mu Beta Fafnir. Activate effect. This is going to be the axis for our ritual spell, which will be the Drytron Zeta Aldaba. Now you're going to go ahead and use that, tributing off Ben 10. That'll resolve searching out the ritual spell. Meteonis Drytron. Then our Ben 10 will trigger, adding us the Choju of the Trillion Hands. Now, Kagari actually has 100 attack for each spell in your graveyard. And right now, with all of that, we have 4 spells, so it has 1900 attack. We can use Kagari as the entire tribute requirement for our Meteonis Drytron to summon Ben 10. But I don't think that that will benefit us, since we are going to be using both of the materials from the Mu Beta Fafnir within the combo. So I think we just Meteonis for the Ben 10 with the Mu Beta Fafnir material. This is where we go ahead and tribute over our Ben 10 for Choju. Chainlink 1 Choju, Chainlink 2 Ben 10. So we're just going to search another Ben 10, and we're going to add Dawn of the Herald and Herald of Perfection. So that's pretty cool. Now we can go ahead and set up our negate. Let's get greedy with it. Let's go ahead and link these two off for our copy of Cross Sheeps, just so we could draw a couple cards here. And then this will get our Drytron Gamma Eltanin in the graveyard, which is pretty nice. So we're going to Dawn of the Herald here. We're going to tribute Cyber Angel Ben 10 to summon Herald of Perfection. Chainlink 1, let's go Cross Sheep, because we want that to be the last thing that goes off. Chainlink 2 will be Ben 10 to search. And Chainlink 3 will be Dawn of the Herald to add back Ben 10. So the only thing that stops this here is Go Spell, but then we still get the Ben 10 search, and we still get the Cross Sheep draw 2, discard 2. So we're going to add back the Ben 10. We're going to search off of Ben 10. We already normal summoned, but we've got our Herald of Perfection live. So we're really just getting any old Light Fairy. It can even be another Ben 10 since we still have our Gamma live. And we're going to go ahead and resolve Cross Sheep. We're going to use the Ritual effect to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. So we're going to draw into Drytron Meteonis Draconids and Sky Striker Mecha Shark Cannon. And we're going to go ahead and discard our copy of Gamma Eltanin. And you know what? Let's get rid of Eva, I guess. Yeah. So on a new chain, we're going to go ahead and activate Eva. We're going to get to banish our Choju and our Ben 10 from the graveyard to search 2 level 2 or lower light fairies with different names from our deck to our hand. We're going to take Herald of Green Light, and we're going to take a copy of Herald of Orange Light. So right now, our Herald of Perfection has 4 negates, and we still have another Ritual Summon, and we have Gamma Engraved that we have not used yet. So we've got plenty of bodies. Alright, from here, I think we do want to do some more searching at this point. So we're going to Drytron Gamma to tribute off the Ben 10. Summon out the Gamma and the Delta. Doesn't matter too much. That will trigger our Ben 10 to search another light fairy. At this point, your remaining targets in the main deck are just Vanity's Ruler and Cyber Angel Natasha. So we're just going to grab Cyber Angel Natasha because that's better in play anyway, because you can Ritual Summon it from the graveyard with Meteona's Drytron. Whereas the other one, what's it called? Vanity's Ruler, if that goes to the graveyard, then it's gone for the rest of the game. So from here, we're going to go ahead and activate the Meteona's Drytron. I don't think it really matters what we target here. Probably just the Gamma Eltanin. Add this back to our hand. So now we've got this one with the reduced attack, and then everything else is fine. What we can do, instead of Ritual Summoning another Ben 10, we can actually, since we hard drew the little chicken, Drytron Meteona's Draconids, we can actually activate Meteona's Drytron, use these 2 monsters, and bring out a copy of Drytron Meteona's Draconids. So this actually does a couple of things here. This means that our Drytron Mu Beta Fafnir is now a spell and trap negate because we control this. And since we also control this during our opponent's turn, we can banish monsters from our graveyard in order to send face-up cards from the deck to from the field to the graveyard on our opponent's field. In addition to that, we've got 4 negates with the Herald of Perfection. So really, the only thing that truly breaks this board is either Super Poly or like a Lava Golem Rasphere mode type thing. You can't just kaiju over one thing. I guess Dark Ruler also works as well, but then you still have the 2 negates in the hand. The Herald of Orange Light negate and the Herald of Green Light negate. And if your board is cleared, you do have the Widow Anchor and the Shark Cannon that we got off of our Sky Striker package. So this isn't too bad. And then honestly, we don't need the Gamma chilling there anymore. So we can actually remove that with the Cross Sheep to go into a preemptive SP Little Knight, which will allow us to have another layer of disruption on this board. So through a Droll and Lockbird, we were able to get this, where we're ending with 4 cards in hand, which is 4 fairies for our Herald, 2 Sky Striker cards face down. So let's just call this 4 negates, 5 negates in the form of the Mu Beta Fafnir, and then the disruptions, we have the SP Little Knight and the Meteona's Draconids. So that is a lot, but the Sky Striker package doesn't do enough because it's so diluted within the deck. I don't know how to cut this package or the deck down in card size because there's so many engine requirements if you want to play the Perfection build, and I really want to play the Perfection build. Let me try one more test hand before I lay out the deck and then see if there's any improvements. Because with this type of deck, where you have 60 cards and so many one-ofs and different routes that you can take, you kind of need multiple hands to realize what the deck is actually capable of, and if you're actually going to start bricking. Because you can use a hypergeometric calculator to see whether or not you have full combo in every starting hand, or most of your starting hands, but when you've got some 1-card starters, it doesn't do the deck justice. Like, you'd have to do very complex formulas to actually see whether or not you're going to brick. All right, I love drawing Crossout Designator. I wish I could see Crossout Designator in every single hand. But this does not seem like we're going to be able to get the Herald of Perfection combo off with this one, but we may be able to get the Vanity's Ruler and the Da Draconids, and then through Droll and Lockbird. These are our other 2 Crossout Designator targets besides Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. So if they have Imperm or Ghost Ogre, we're not going to have the opportunity to stop that. But we will have the opportunity to stop either an Ash, a Droll, or a Nib. And then hopefully we can play through most of that. We're going to try and summon the Vanity's Ruler under the 5 summons. So let's start off with Alpha, Tributing Mewtwo. This will actually search our Ben-10 from our deck to our hand. Now, hypothetically, if we were to get Drolled here, we do have an answer to it. We can cross out Designator, call Droll and Lockbird, and we are safe to search for the rest of the turn. Now, unfortunately, here is where we'll have to Drytron Mewtwo to special summon itself. And then on summon, we will get to search our deck for something. This is where they could Ash or Imperm. You honestly don't really need what you were going to get off of this, because once you overlay these 2, you can dump your, what is that called card? Zeta Aldaba. But if they do have Ghost Ogre for your Mu Beta Fafnir, then that's pretty stiff right there. That's pretty tough. But we are going to overlay these 2 for Mu Beta Fafnir, and we'll activate that effect to go ahead and dump. So we don't have access to the ritual spell at this point, so it's at this point that we will dump the Zeta Aldaba. Now we can use Zeta Aldaba, tributing the Ben-10 in our hand to special summon and simultaneously search for Meteonis Draconids. It's at this point that we can go ahead and activate Cyber Angel Ben-10 to search. So one way to get to our big ritual monster dad is to search it here. And by search it here, I mean search either Diviner, which I don't play, or Choju, which you can tribute over something to actually access a ritual monster and a ritual spell. So yeah, Choju of the Trillion Hands. So it doesn't seem that we're going to be able to get both of the monsters here. But that is assuming that we impermed the Mu Beta Fafnir. Actually, on the Mu Beta Fafnir, we can utilize that to search our big chicken, so we can get everything. But if you get impermed, then you'll have to take a slightly different route. So we're going to go ahead and add the Meteonis Draconids to our hand, and then we're going to trigger the Ben-10 to search, and then now we have access to everything. We're actually just going to go ahead and search our copy of Vanity's Ruler. So let me see how many summons this was. Alpha, Mewtwo, Mu Beta Fafnir, Zeta. So we are at 4 summons right now. If I wanted to summon the Vanity's Ruler, that would be the 5th summon, but then I wouldn't be able to summon Meteonis Draconids. If I were to summon Meteonis Draconids, then that would be pretty cool, because that would allow me to not need to negate, or not need to worry about Nibiru, because I could just negate it. So what's better, Vanity's Ruler in a vacuum with a Ghost Ogre and an Imperm, or Meteonis Draconids? I honestly think that it's Meteonis Draconids. So what we're going to do here is activate Meteonis Drytron, and we're going to use all of this material, and probably including the Mu Beta Fafnir, to summon out the Meteonis Draconids as our 5th summon. We can actually use Meteonis Drytron to target the Draconids to add to our hand. And if we just had one more body, we'd be able to summon our Vanity's Ruler, but it doesn't look like we're going to. So honestly, we should have gone for the Choju play, but it really doesn't matter. Excuse me. It really doesn't matter too much here. It's really a shame that the 2-card combo doesn't get you Vanity's Ruler plus the Draconids. You need like one extender. So basically 3 names in order to get both. But now we just have a Zeta chilling here, which puts us susceptible to super polymerization. So we set our Imperm, and then we just go from here. Hopefully Ghost Ogre, Imperm, and Draconids is enough so that we can try and kill our opponent on the crackback. Because you do have Natasha in the deck, and you do have access to your Meteonis, so like you're going to get 2 Ritual Summons next turn. Like if you survive, Drytron will kill you on the crackback for sure. Very good at resource management in this deck. Let me do another test hand. I honestly don't know how many test hands we're going to need to do in order to really capture the essence of this deck. But it's a Sunday, and I don't have anything else to do right now. Zeta, Cyber Emergency, Dawn of the Herald, Cyber Angel Natasha, and Sky Striker Mecha Hornet drones. All right, this is a go all out type of hand. If we get drolled, then we're toast. But in order to play around droll, what our first action is going to be is the Cyber Emergency to search the alpha. This will allow us to have 2 level 1 bodies on board, which guarantees Kiki Nagashi Fucho, which usually means that we will survive. Because people are not playing kaijus, and if you're going to put enough bodies on board to Underworld Goddess my Kiki Nagashi Fucho, then you might not have enough to kill me, and I should be able to kill you on the crackback. Assuming that we don't get drolled, we're going to want our main monster zone open so that we can use our Hornet drones. So we're going to go ahead and do that. This will play into Nib even harder, but when life gives you Sky Striker Mecha Hornet drones, you use it. You add back the Mecha Hornet drones, you activate it again to summon another token. Now, remember this can't be used as tribute fodder, so if you add your Vanity's Ruler, you can't summon it right here, which stinks. I hate that about this. But you will be able to make a free Cross Sheep. This is a lot better going second because you have options like Nightmare Phoenix, which is cool. But since we're going first, we'll just make a Cross Sheep and hope that the rest of our hand can play. From here, we have standard Alpha Zeta combo. So we're going to Alpha away our Zeta, which can search for a Ben 10. Then we can Zeta away our Ben 10, which searches the standard ritual spell. Actually, since we already have Dawn of the Herald, that stinks. Because now, when we search off of our Ben 10, Choju is not the best option. Because Choju must search the ritual spell and the ritual monster. And since we only play 2 ritual spells, and we drew one of them, when we search off of our Zeta, this actually makes it so that our Choju is no longer live. Which leads me to believe it might be correct to not search the Meteonis Drytron. But if we do that, then we're not going to be able to summon out our Ben 10 in order to tribute it for our Choju. So we're kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place. So I think the correct thing to do here, off the Ben 10 search, is to not go the Herald of Perfection route. It's to actually go the... well, you know what? We could go the Herald of Perfection route. And then later on, use our search for the Vanity's Ruler. So yeah, actually, no, this is actually crazy. So here, we're going to actually search the Herald of Perfection. This is actually insane, guys. You guys are going to be like, whoa, psai's crazy. So honestly, you want to draw this card if you have full combo in your hand. But it is definitely a pseudo brick. I'm not going to lie about that. Well, we do want to link summon eventually. So we're going to overlay these for Mubeta Fafnir out of these zones. Because we want to end with an IP and... well, actually, the chances that we'll want to use this as material are pretty low. Unless we draw into one of the bigger monsters. But I don't know how likely that is. So, on summon, effect to dump. We could try to draw a card. But I think at this point, we want more bodies. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and dump Drytron Gamma Eltanin here. Now, this is where we can use Meteor's Drytron to ritual summon. We can go ahead and ditch the Zeta to summon out Ben 10. Now, I would not trigger the Cross Sheep here before resolving the Dawn of the Herald, because the chances that you draw 2 cards that you don't need are going to be super low. We want to accrue more hand advantage here first. So what I would do is activate Dawn of the Herald, hope they don't nib me here. Then I tribute my Ben 10 for the Herald of Perfection, and then that will resolve. So I've got Herald of Perfection with a negate on board to protect my plays. So Chain Link 1, what I'm going to do is do Cross Sheep here. Chain Link 2, I'm going to do Ben 10 to search. And then Chain Link 3, I'm going to do Dawn of the Herald to add back the Ben 10. So that'll add back the Ben 10. That will search for a Light Fairy. I think we can just search out the copy of Vanity's Ruler here. And then we can draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Honestly, you can even wait on this even further, because we might draw something that we don't want to discard, but I already activated it, so we'll just see what happens. But you could just Gamma, thin your deck more, tributing the Ben 10 to actually search for another Light Fairy at this point. But we're going to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards here. So I'll draw 2, 1, 2, and that's pretty easy. I get to discard the extra Gamma that I have, and then the Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage, because I've got monsters in my main monster zone anyway. So that didn't help me too much, but at least I got 2 extra cards out of my deck. Now at this point, I'm going to want to set up my Vanity's Ruler. So I'm going to go ahead and activate my Gamma. I'll tribute my Cyber Angel Ben 10 to special summon Gamma and special summon a friend. I'll special summon Zeta, because that's our only target in the graveyard that is valid. It's at this point that I can go ahead and activate Meteor's Drytron to add itself back by reducing the Gamma Eltanin by 1000 attack until my opponent's end phase. I can once again use the Meteor's Drytron, detaching to summon out a Ben 10. Then I can tribute summon over the Gamma and the Ben 10 to put Vanity's Ruler on the field to lock my opponent out of special summoning. This will also trigger Cyber Angel Ben 10 to search. Now it's at this point that I have enough fairies in my graveyard that I feel that it's valuable to grab Eva, which during my opponent's turn when I use it as a negation, I can actually search a Herald of Green Light or a Herald of Orange Light, or if I have 2 other fairies in graveyard, I can search both, which is really nice. Right now I just have the Ben 10 to banish, which is alright. I could use the Natasha first and then use the Eva, so I could banish the Natasha and the Ben 10, but I do not advise banishing Natasha. It's so broken on the crackback, unless you're super confident that what you're doing to stop your opponent is actually just going to finish the game off. Now we're not susceptible to super polymerization at all, so what we can do is link these away for our IP Masquerena, and we really don't have to worry about this board at all. During your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot special summon unless they negate this. We have 2 Herald of Perfection negates that can actually technically turn into 4. And then we have IP Masquerena to go into a variety of things. You're probably not going to use Nightmare Phoenix, but you could. You're probably not going to use Access Code Talker or Nightmare Unicorn, but you could. You can't use Anima. So the actual main 3 targets for your IP in this board state are Dynamondo. So this can shuffle back in one of your ritual monsters in your graveyard to shuffle one of your opponent's cards into the deck. So if you can't banish something with SP Little Knight and you need to get it off the field, Dynamondo can shuffle it back into the deck, which is really cool. Another way to out things. SP Little Knight can banish, and then Underworld Goddess of the Closed Moon can actually use one of your opponent's monsters to link off and turn it into a graveyard negate. Now, there is something special about Dynamondo with this specific board. You would have to use the Herald of Perfection and the IP Masquerena, which most likely means you've already used all of your Herald of Perfection negates to summon this out. After you shuffle something back in, you can actually activate Dynamondo's other ability to tribute it off to special summon your Herald of Perfection back, which can actually trigger Cross Sheep once again to draw 2 cards and discard 2 more cards. So that's something that you guys should take note of, because Cross Sheep doesn't have to be on your turn. It's whenever something is special summoned to a zone it points to. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's do another test hand. Really, the Sky Striker package is not adding very much to this strategy. But I thought that it would be good because there's a couple different things that you can do. It's just that I'm playing too many cards, and I'd have to cut the fairy package, which I could, but I really, really don't want to. I guess I could do a couple test hands without the fairy package, but let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that is a great opportunity to take out the Sky Striker, or not the Sky Striker cards, the fairy package, and then actually show you what this is all about. So if I wouldn't be playing the fairy package, I wouldn't have had that draw, and I would have had not that draw either. I would have had Ben 10, so at least that's something. No, actually not really, because I would be cutting the Choju probably, because I would get Choju off that, Tribute Summon, and then that would be a Herald of Perfection singular negate with talents and a Droll and Lockbird. So let's take out the fairy package. So Eva, Herald of Orange Light, Dawn of the Herald. Vanity's Ruler is something that you definitely can keep in this strategy. We probably don't want to play 3 Ben 10, honestly. So we'll cut a Ben 10 as well. But we definitely want to play 1. Obviously, we have to cut Herald of Perfection since we're not playing the fairy build anymore. Herald of Orange Light is cute, but we don't have enough fairies to justify it. We'll keep Magician's Souls for now. Choju, we're not going to need that anymore since we only have 1 ritual spell. It feels bad, but I think Natasha would have to be cut as well. Or maybe go to the side deck, but we'll keep the other Ben 10. So we got 2 Ben 10 in the main. And then that's basically the entire fairy package. So, interesting. I thought it would be way more. So it looks like we've cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards, which puts us at a 52 card deck. So let's try a couple of test hands with this strategy now. Let's see. All right, good. All right, we'll draw engage a little bit more now. Delta, 1 for 1. Where art thou? Zeta and Delta. All right. At least through Droll Ash, we can make Kiki Nagashi Fucho, which is nice. Hopefully your opponent doesn't have Droll Ash. We're going to act like they don't. So here we go. I'm going to activate 1 for 1 here. I'm going to pitch Zeta. And I'm going to summon the only target that we have for 1 for 1, which is Drytron Newtwo. Now on summon it, Newtwo will activate its effect. If it gets impermed, that's fine. We still have Where Art Thou and 2 other names in hand. But we're going to assume that goes through. We'll take Alpha here. Honestly, we don't even need to take Alpha. We can just take the Big Chicken. I think it's probably more beneficial if we take the Big Chicken. So I'm going to take the Big Chicken. We got our Drytron, Meteonas, Draconids. Then we can actually use Where Art Thou, now that we have a level 1 monster on board, to give us our Droll and Lockbird for next turn. Just kidding. We're going to get Alpha. But you could search Droll and Lockbird if you really wanted to. Now, if you don't normal summon this monster, you take 2,000 damage at the end phase, so keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and Alpha Thubin to get rid of Delta, to summon out and search for a Ben 10. So we got our Ben 10 now. Now we can Zeta to tribute Ben 10, summon it out, and simultaneously search our one and only copy of the ritual spell Meteor's Drytron. Then Ben 10 will trigger to search for a light fairy. At this point, we have more tributes to do, so I think we just search the other Ben 10 and save the Vanity's Ruler for the final search. So now our opponent is thinking, oh wow, this guy stinks. But we're a little bit better than that. It's at this point that we want to make sure that we summon the Meteor's Draconids under 5 summons. So 1, 2, 3. So we have time for one more summon. We'll go 4 Alpha Thuban and Newtu for Mu Beta Fafnir to dump. Now we don't have access to Gamma, so I think the best opportunity that we're going to have here is to dump Gamma Eltanin to the graveyard. Now, we're definitely going to want to ritual summon out our Draconids so that we can have a huge beater on board. So what we're going to do is ritual summon it out. We're going to use the material Newtu and Alpha Thuban, and we're going to actually use the Mu Beta Fafnir itself to summon out the Draconids from our hand. Now, if this is on the field on our 5th summon, we can negate their Nibiru, their Ash Blossom, whatever we want. Next up, from here, we're going to go ahead and add back our Meteor's Drytron. We can target our Zeta because we don't need to target this since we already have this on field. Now we can actually try to draw a card. So we can actually activate... no, you know what? We don't want to draw a card yet. We're going to Gamma and tribute Ben 10 so we can deck thin first. We're going to summon out Gamma, and we're going to summon out... doesn't matter. We'll summon out a Delta. Oh, wait, no. We haven't activated Delta in graveyard yet. We'll summon out the Alpha. This will trigger our Ben 10 to search our last Light Fairy in the deck now that we cut the Fairy package, which feels weird. We'll get Vanity's Ruler. Now, what we can do is actually try to draw that card. So we're going to go ahead and activate Delta in graveyard, tributing the Delta in our hand to special summon it out, and then reveal our ritual spell, and then draw one free card. It's an Alpha, great. It's at this point where we can kind of use this to make a board. You can make a Kiki Nagashi Fucho, or a second Mu Beta Fafnir as a spell and trap negate, and I think that's the best method to protect our Vanity's Ruler. So we're going to use our Vanity's Ruler to tribute summon. We'll get rid of the Gamma and the Alpha engrave, so because we want to be able to use those on the next turn, even if these two monsters are stuck on field. You could go for IP Masquerena, which has its own benefits, but I think from this point, we definitely want to protect our place as much as possible. We're going to go ahead and make our second Mu Beta Fafnir. It shouldn't matter too much in the grind game, since we already have access to 4 out of our 5 Drytron names. So what we end up on is your opponent cannot special summon. You have 2 monster negations on their turn, as well as your turn. And you have 1 spell and trap negate. So, honestly, this loses to Dark Ruler and Ross Sphere mode. But most other things, they can't do anything about it. And most decks special summon. I mean, if they do their Fluandere's shenanigans, you just negate their map, and then you negate their M-Pen. And unless they can somehow magically chain block it. So they'd have to open a way to map and Gold Sarcophagus to get a way to set up their chain block on their M-Pen. Or, well, would they be able to do that? Because Robina... So they would need to draw a way to chain block their Robina as well. Like, they're not getting through this board, is what I'm saying. So that's cool. Honestly, while I was going through that combo and going through my deck, I realized that I left in Illusion of Chaos and the Magician Souls in the Drytron strategy. So this isn't very popular in Drytron, but I wanted to test it since sometimes you have a hand where you do have access to a ritual monster, And in other versions of the deck, you can also play Preparation of Rites, which can also search Illusion of Chaos. Well, Pre-Preparation of Rites is only for the Dawn of the Herald. But basically, it makes you brick less often, since if you can have access to this, you can put back one of your other cards to add back the Magician's Souls from your deck to your hand, normal summon it, and then overlay for Mu Beta Fafnir to dump your new 2, and then special out new 2, and then you have an Illusion of Chaos to tribute later. You don't need to use it the way that other people use it to special summon the Magician's Souls, because literally you cannot in this deck. If you want to activate any of your Drytron effects, you cannot special summon any monsters that can be normal summoned or set that turn. So that counts before and after. But I don't know if I would need that type of consistency, and by taking these 2 cards out, I could put the deck down to a 50-card deck. So I'm going to take those 2 cards out. Hopefully it doesn't come up. That would be really funny if the next test hand it does come up. But I did put that in for niche scenarios. So now we're going to get to see 1-for-1 and Where Art Thou shine a little bit more. So let's see if we can actually get a hand with some Sky Striker cards. And I'm actually surprised that I haven't seen Thrust, because I played 3 Thrust in this strategy, which might be overkill if I'm thinking about it. It's just making the Sky Striker package so much better going second, because it not only puts a spell in graveyard, but you literally get to play 6 copies of Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, which turns into a Pot of Greed, and it helps break your opponent's board apart. Yeah, I've always liked the Sky Striker package ever since Sky Striker Orcust back in 2019. But that strategy just can't keep up right now. If you want to check out a more updated deck profile for that, I do have that on my channel. So you go ahead and check out Sky Striker Orcust on the channel if you'd like. But it just wasn't performing the way that I thought it should. And what's really funny is about my Sky Striker Orcust deck, I played Illusion of Chaos and Magician's Souls in there as well, which is really funny. Alright, so let's draw a new 5-card hand. Zeta, Gamma, Ritual Spell. Wow, this is disgusting. Engage and new 2. Alright, so Engage is literally just going to be our 1-card Cross Sheep. We didn't draw any of our other searching spells, like Cyber Emergency or Nova or anything like that, in order to plus off of the Engage. But at least we do get to get some sort of field from this. So we're going to engage for Hornet Drones. And now, keep in mind that Hornet Drones special summons a level 1 token, which means that Where Art Thou can search any one of your Drytron names or your Droll and Lockbird if you draw it in conjunction with any part of your Sky Striker cards. You're going to use this, special summon your level 1 token. Then you can actually link this off for Sky Striker Ace Kagari. Now, if you couldn't put anything on board, I would highly suggest getting back Engage and searching a Widow Anchor so that you have some sort of stopping power and disruption for your opponent. But since we don't have a way to draw a bonus card and we have a way to play, we're going to just add back the Hornet Drones. We're going to activate the Hornet Drones again, summon out another token. And then now we get to start our turn, basically, with a link 2 in the form of Cross Sheep, which will let us draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards later on. Alright, so from here, really unfortunately we drew the Zeta. But that is life. That is life. Because we only play 1 ritual spell now that we cut the fairy package. I cut these 10 cards to see how it would work, because I wanted to see my Engage more, and now I'm realizing that Engage does not add anything to the strategy at all unless you're drawing the a way to outdraw Lockbird, and in addition to that, your Where Art Thou, so you can search an extra name. But really, it's just not it right now. Okay, so with this hand, we definitely want to trigger new 2. So we're going to start with Zeta, unfortunately. So we get nothing off of Zeta, tributing that off to special summon itself, and tributing off the new 2. Then we can use new 2 to special summon itself. Then we can use new 2 to search for a card. We probably want to search Minion's Da Draconids, because we can just overlay these 2 to summon out Mu Beta Fafnir to dump our alpha. So our alpha is going to be sent to the graveyard off of our Mu Beta Fafnir. And then from there, we can actually trigger our alpha to special summon out our gamma, or tributing our gamma to search for a Cyber Angel Ben 10. And it's at this point where we have one more tribute left, the gamma, unless we somehow magically draw into the delta. So, we already played severely into Nibiru. I think at this point, we honestly just ritual spell here. We can use these 3 materials to summon out the Draconids. I would not draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards at this junction because all we have in hand is Ben 10. So what I would do is just not trigger that, and then from here we could Meteor's Drytron, targeting the alpha to add it back to our hand, so we have another discard fodder, and then we can actually gamma, tributing the Ben 10 to special itself out and special out a friend, specialing out Zeta. So at this point where we can trigger the Cross Sheep Chainlink 1 and the Ben 10 Chainlink 2. Now, some people get confused about this, and I don't know why, because you just need to read the card to understand it. When a monster summoned to its zone, then it checks. So since the Zeta was summoned now, it can activate its effect to check what it's pointing to. And since it points to a ritual monster, we can trigger that effect. Do you guys understand that? So like if we had an XYZ here that we were summoning, then we could trigger that effect to draw 2, discard 2. And then it would also do the decreased attack portion. So what we're going to do is we're going to add Vanity's Ruler, and we're going to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Theoretically, this should be fine, but we will see. So we're going to draw 2, 1, 2. So we drew Alpha, Zeta. So we're just going to discard both of those because we already used both of those. No need for that. Now, what we could do is end on an SP, Vanity's Ruler, and Meteor's Draconids, or we could end on IP, Vanity's Ruler, Meteor's Draconids, but I think the best route would be to do what we did before. So we're going to tribute summon over the Cross Sheep and the Gamma, and then our final negation will be using the Alpha and the Zeta to make our Mu Beta Fafnir, which is our spell and trap negate. So once again, with that hand, we were able to make the Draconids, the Vanity's Ruler, and the Mu Beta Fafnir. So what I'm seeing, going first at least, with the Sky Striker package, is actually that it just gives you a Cross Sheep, which lets you make the full board a little bit easier, without having to use your normal summon or anything. You get to start your turn with the Cross Sheep already on board, but what the Cross Sheep is not doing for us is it's not giving us anything real. Because we play so many names in the deck, you're most likely going to draw names. Like, it's very low chance that you're going to draw actual extra disruptions. Because we play like 10 hand traps, we play, and they're all cross-out targets, by the way. We play the 1 Imperm, the 1 Ghost Ogre, the 1 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, the 1 Nibiru, and then the 3 Droll and Lockbird. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, only 7. 7 out of 50 cards. Obviously, you thin your deck out with this combo because it uses a lot of engine to actually get through everything. But the chances of you actually drawing something good are going to be very low. So the Cross Sheep argument is not even good. Honestly, the Sky Striker package should just be entirely in the side deck for when you know you're going second and you don't think your opponent's going to have the anti-spell fragrance. Not that that matters, because most of the time you can make a Zeus through a lot of disruption in this deck, because just everything is just gas. But that is very discouraging. I really thought that there was something here with the Sky Striker package in Drytron. Maybe I'm just not playing enough spells. Or maybe I'm just playing too many monsters. All right, we're gonna cut this down even further. Now we're getting into wild territory, like insane territory. I'm going to start cutting some of the monsters in the strategy. I'm going to cut out that other Ben 10. So that's 1. I'm going to cut out the second gamma, the beta, and the second delta. And you know what? To add insult to injury, I'm going to cut one of the new 2s and a droll. All right, so I just cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more cards, putting us at 44. All right, we're going to try a 44 card deck now and see if this is any better. If we can resolve engage with, thank you very much. I am insane. We're going to draw, we're going to see if we can draw engage and actually resolve its bonus draw effect. Oh, and guys, by the way, I already checked. You can't use Surgical Strike or Hamp because it's special summons and it can be normal summoner set. So unfortunate, you can't use it. All right, so let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. This is a brick. We cannot do anything with this. This hand does literally nothing. Oh, because we drew 2 Cyber Emergencies. You can only activate one of these per turn. So you would use this. You would search something. And you know what, guys? Earlier, when I said that I was going to regret cutting the Illusion of Chaos package, this is a hand that does that. So let me show you what I mean. So this hand is a brick. You're just going to set Shark Cannon. You could use Cyber Emergency if you really want to, and just get drolled. So like you can have the next one for next turn, and you're going to hope that Shark Cannon Nibiru gets you through that turn. But if you do still play the Magician's Souls and Illusion of Chaos package, let me show you. This is actually exciting. I didn't think that I was going to get an opportunity to show you, but I'm going to assume that these are in the deck, okay? We're going to activate Cyber Emergency, and we are going to search out a copy of Alpha Thubin. Now, barring the Droll and Lockbird, because we didn't draw the Call by the Grave or the Crossset Designator, what you're going to get to do now is use your Alpha Thubin and ditch your Meteor's Draconids, a worthless card that you can't really use for anything else, to summon it out. This will search you, not Ben 10, but Illusion of Chaos. Now what you can do is activate Illusion of Chaos. You can put your Shark Cannon back into your deck, or on top of your deck, and then you can search the Magician's Souls. You do not need to put the Illusion of Chaos back. Now what you can do is normal summon Magician's Souls. You could use that to draw one card, but you know what you're going to draw. You're just going to draw the Shark Cannon. So there's no reason. Just save your Cyber Emergency for next turn. Now what you're going to do is overlay these 2 for your boy, Mu Beta Fafnir. Mu Beta Fafnir here can go ahead and dump. Guess what? You can access your new 2 here. New 2 effect to special. New 2 effect to search. This can give you access to your ritual spell. Now, if we tribute our new 2, guess what's going to happen? It's going to get banished because we use its effect to special summon. We don't want to do that. So guess what? We kept our Illusion of Chaos. We didn't put it back on top of our deck because we can't use Magician's Soul's effect to special summon anyway. If we used its effect to special summon, that means we can't activate any Drytron monsters before or after that during the entire turn. So we can ditch the Illusion of Chaos to special Zeta out and get our copy of the ritual spell. This will give us Meteor's Drytron. Now, from here, we can actually use our ritual summon to, you know what? No. We're going to overlay for the second Mu Beta Fafnir because we're really greedy. If they nib us here, that's really funny. Whatever. The effect to dump is once per turn, but what we really summoned it for is to use its materials. So we're going to go ahead and activate Meteor's Drytron, and we're going to use basically one of these entire things. Get rid of that, and bring out a copy of Meteor's Draconids. Then we can go ahead and activate Meteor's Drytron to add this back to our hand. Now, because we played the Souls package, we were actually able to make a board. If we weren't playing the Souls package, then, like I said, that hand was just literally set Shark Cannon and pray that Nibiru gets you through that turn. But now, we not only ended on a Spell and Trap negate through Mu Beta Fafnir, but we also ended on 2 monster negations. And the cards that we can banish is a Mu Beta Fafnir, a Zeta, and a new 2. None of these cards even matter because, like the other ones right here already, Zeta already searched our only Meteor's Drytron, and then Drytron new 2 is just like whatever after turn 0. So that's pretty decent. So you know what? I think I just convinced myself to keep the Illusion of Chaos package back in there, which actually puts our deck count back up to 46. Maybe I can make one more edit in order to make this even more consistent somehow. I have not seen Thrust once during these not combo tutorials. What am I talking about? These test hands, rather. Huh. All right, I'm gonna try a test hand with the 46 card version and see what I got. Let me take a little break to check on the comments. I can't see it from that far. Oh, I have more comments than I thought. Osama Vin Diesel. Hi, Osama. This man's insane. Yes, I'm very insane. Socks. You weren't up yesterday. It was boring. Oh, this is someone that I know from locals, I guess. Socks, who are you? Dox yourself right now. I feel like there's going to be another 4 Drytrons at TGS. Well, yeah, I wanted to go back to Drytron. As you know, if you've been going to locals, that I've been on Snake Eyes variants. I tried Cashtera Sprite Snake Eyes, and then before that I tried, after that I tried Snake Eyes Sky Striker. But yeah, I just wanted to try something else because, you know how it goes. I like to keep it spicy so that my viewers enjoy my content. All right, so I'm going to try a 46 card build really quick and see how that goes. Let's get some water. Since I missed locals on Thursday and Saturday, Thursday I missed it because of work, and then Saturday I missed it because I went to, I had to go to a party, a yearly party through my realtor. I actually ran out of videos, so I like to post 2 shorts per day and 2 long-form videos, usually deck profiles or actual matches. But today I actually ran out, so I only had 1 video up today. So I decided to just stream while my girl and my son are taking a nap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what this hand is going to give me. I've got Drytron Zeta. I've got Ben 10, Thrust, Widow Anchor, and Alpha. So I've got Alpha, Zeta, Ben 10, and then Thrust. So if I do get drolled, we're going to Kiki Nagashi Fucho and set up the copy of Harpy's Featherstorm. So that's really cool. The Widow Anchor probably won't come up unless we decide for some reason to put the Kiki Nagashi Fucho in the extra monster zone. But let's just play as if our opponent doesn't have Droll. So really, these 2 cards are dead. We're just going to play with Engine just to show you what this can do. And then going second, this is actually insane. Because you're going to top deck Nibiru, which is kind of tilting. So that's another dead card that we're not going to worry about. But going second, you get to try and push for a Zeus. You can even start your turn off by negating one of your opponent's cards with a Widow Anchor that you could target. Then if they do anything, you can Thrust for Sky Striker Mobilize Engage and actually try to draw a bonus card, which is pretty cool. But like I said, for these purposes, we're going to try and see what we can do in terms of a first turn board. So let's start our Build a Board workshop. We're going to Alpha Tributing Zeta here. Summon that out. Now, Alpha usually searches Ben 10, but since we cut the fairy package essentially entirely, we're already down to 1 Ben 10. We're only utilizing that to search out our Vanity's Ruler. So at this point, you could search your Illusion of Chaos, but our normal summon is going to be reserved for our Vanity's Ruler. So you're going to actually search out your Da Draconids, one of the most broken boss monsters in the game that you can summon very easily. There's 1-card combos now to summon this because of Mewtwo's presence. Now, you can actually Zeta away the Ben 10. Bring that out, search out your ritual spell. Boom. And then your Ben 10 will give you your Vanity's Ruler. Now you can overlay these 2. This is usually where you would make... what's that card called? Yeah, you'd make Mubidith Fafnir. This is your 3rd summon, I believe. This will dump your Mewtwo now. This is where you would dump your Gamma probably, but now you would just dump Mewtwo. From here, you can probably just hard ritual summon the Draconids because you don't want to play into Nibiru too hard. Because your force summon would be Drytron Mewtwo. Mewtwo would search for probably Gamma. And then you would just be using Meteor's Drytron anyway, and that would clear most of your board. So literally, it doesn't even matter. So it's at this point where we were gonna use Meteor's Drytron, and we'll use the entire Mu Beta Fafnir to summon out Dad. Now you can actually summon out your Mewtwo. Mewtwo's effect to search probably Gamma, since we need another body. Gamma, so we can have an extra body on field. Meteor's Drytron to add itself back by targeting Mewtwo. Then you can Gamma, tributing off your Mewtwo. Unfortunately, it is banished. Special out any other name. And then you contribute for Vanity's Ruler. And now you've got this on the crackback. If they somehow clear your board, actually, you would want to set the Widowmaker in case they clear these two monsters. Like Dark Ruler Super Poly or Lava Golem or something. Well, Lava Golem would... Wait, you can't... They can't Lava Golem. Never mind. So it'd have to be like Imperm Lava Golem. But yeah, that's decent. Let me do another test hand. I think 46 might be the way. It really sucks that I don't get to play my favorite way to play Drytron, which is the Herald of Perfection build. Because Eva's back and everything. But I think if I want to incorporate the Sky Striker package, it's going to have to be this way, which is really unfortunate. And maybe there's some room in my side deck to put more Sky Striker cards. Because I feel like since I cut so many names, I'm going to brick more. I'm going to do an assessment of the side deck real quick, and then I'm going to do an assessment of how many names I have in the main deck. So I've got the 2 other Harpy's Featherstorms in the side deck. I've got the 3 Evenly. I've got the 3 Magical Spring, which is broken. Read this card if you don't know what it does. Or just tell me in chat if you want me to explain this card. But I explained it on the last stream. Artifact Lancia. Because it's searchable by your Ben 10. And then also you can just completely invalidate Malice's turn. Rosphere mode, because you don't need your normal summon. Forbidden Droplet, which is amazing in combination with Evenly Matched. And then Harpy's Feather Duster, which is a great thrust target to search. Alright, now let's assess the names in our main deck. So we've got Drytron Alpha Thuban, 1-for-1 Delta, Nova, Foolish Burial, second Alpha, Mewtwo at 1, Zeta, Cyber Emergency, Zeta number 2. I wish I could count Where Art Thou as a name, but you need to already control a level 1 monster in order to activate this, but that's kind of funny. That's like calling Thrust a name, but it's just not. Third Alpha, the Fafnir to search out your Nova, the second Nova, the second and third Cyber Emergency, the one and only Gamma, and the third Zeta. So, we were playing, I think, 21 or 22 names in 60, and now we're down to 46. We're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 names in 46. That's honestly not enough, but we're going to more consistently see the Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, which does give us a bonus draw. Well, I guess it's like calling Pot of Prosperity an extra name. I don't know. I really don't know. Could I afford to cut anything else? I don't want to cut any spells. Is there any monsters I could cut that are not Drytron monsters? So basically, it's the hand traps. That's so stupid. I hate this game. I don't know if you can actually play Drytron to the best of its abilities with hand traps. That's why I initially cut the Magician's Souls package, but as you saw with that other hand, playing the Magician's Souls package is the difference between being able to play and then not being able to build a board at all. Like literally setting one and passing, or actually making a 2 monster negate, 1 spell and trap negate board, which is crazy. There is a ritual monster that is super searchable by Alpha Thuban that you can utilize to search a level 1 body. Like, I don't know why people are not playing this in Drytron. It's because they're tunnel visioning. They only think that you can use its ability to special summon. Dox myself. I was there for the JoJo story the other weekend. Dang it, that could be so many people. Oh man, I want to fix up the Drytrons again, lol. All right, so you've played Drytron in the past, and you were there when I told the story about how JoJo thought I was special needs, and defended my honor. It was like 4 p.m. Socks. Okay, so if your name is Socks, I assume you're a Chicago person. Do you live in my city? 4 people, lol. Yeah, I think you were the, oh, wait, no, okay. So you're either my rival Eric, first place champion Robert Creamer, the guy that lives in my city, I think his name is Joe? Forgive me if I don't remember. And then, who's the last guy? Oh, it was Marcelo Cantor. Jeez. Honestly, I doubt it's any of you guys. Yes, I do, within walking distance. Okay, so you're Joe. Or, well, if that's not your name, I'm very sorry. But you're a bearded man with glasses and a baseball cap that told me not to post one of the duels that we recorded. All right, let's see what I can do with this 46 card deck. Cyber Emergency, Thrust, another Cyber Emergency, Widow Anchor, and Zeta. So technically this is full combo. But unfortunately, we can't make Kiki Nagashi Fucho through Droll if we want to actually play the game. Because what you're going to do here is Cyber Emergency for Alpha. Now, Alpha can go ahead and tribute Zeta, but if you're under Droll, you can't add a Ritual Monster, so you're not going to be able to summon Zeta to make the Kiki Nagashi Fucho and make your Triple Tactics Thrust live for the, what's that card called? Heartbeat Storm. So, if you were to predict the Droll, you would go Cyber Emergency for the extra body. So this could either add the Newtwo or the Gamma directly. So I think the correct move here is to add Newtwo, because this guarantees that we have 2 names on board. Nice, nice. So if we do get Drolled on this, then Thrust actually gives us the Fucho with the... Oh my gosh, this is actually insane. Yeah, so we're always adding Newtwo here. And if we get Thrusted, then we literally end on... well, let me show you. Okay, so say we got Drolled. Okay, we're under Droll. Zeta, Tribute, Newtwo. Special summon out. You obviously don't get to search. Effective Newtwo, special. Overlay. Kiki Nagashi Fucho. Activate Triple Tactics Thrust. Harpy's Feather Storm. We have an unoutable Kiki Nagashi Fucho, and your opponent cannot activate monster effects. We Azathoth them. Yeah, I love Thrust in this now that I'm playing that. But okay, so let's assume that we did not get Drolled. This is a very heavy hand trap format, so like you're probably getting Drolled here. But whatever. Tribute that. So we're gonna search our Zeta, our ritual spell. So we get our one of Meteonos Drytron. Then we use Newtwo effect, special summon. Newtwo effect to search. So from here, we're probably going to try and add Alpha. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know if we're going to have enough bodies, because the Alpha is going to be able to get us... No, we're not going to have enough bodies. So we're just going to end on the regular board, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and overlay these two for Mubeta Fafnir. Mubeta Fafnir to dump. We're going to just dump the giant chicken. We're not going to get to Vanity's Ruler or even normal summon this turn. Although we could. Yo. We could. We'll Meteonos Drytron here. We'll get rid of the Alpha and the 2 materials off the Fafnir to summon out the Meteonos Draconids. So now we're protected from stuff. We can go ahead and Meteonos Drytron add back from the Mu Beta Fafnir. Then we can actually alpha tribute the Mu Beta. Now this will give us our search. So normally you would search for ya boy. What's the card called? Ben 10. But we have no more tributes, and we don't want to tribute our whole board in order to summon it. So we're actually going to take the Illusion of Chaos. Now we can use the Illusion of Chaos, reveal it, add a card that mentions Dark Magician to your hand, and then place any card on the top of your deck. It literally doesn't matter because our Magician Soul is going to draw some cards for us. So what do we not care about? We're probably not going to use Widow Anchor, and we're probably not going to Ritual Summon again. So we want to keep these in hand. We're going to actually put back the Illusion of Chaos on the top of our deck. But we're just going to draw back into it anyway. Normal summon Magician Souls. Magician Souls effect to draw 2 cards. We're going to ditch the Anchor and the Medionis to draw 2 cards. So we're going to get to draw into our Illusion of Chaos and a Nova. That's really cool. So with that Nova, I think we can actually set up another Link 2. So we can actually end on IP and a Spell and Trap Negate as well. So from here, we're going to Nova, bring out, we didn't use Gamma yet, right? No, we have not used Gamma. We haven't even used Delta, but I don't think that that is the wise move. We're going to summon Gamma out. Now, we're going to link these 2 off for, where is it? IP Masquerena. Ooh, we could draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards with Cross Sheep, but we won't. Now we can Gamma ditch our Illusion of Chaos. We don't need that anymore. To bring back a copy of Zeta, I guess. Now you can overlay these 2 for your second copy of Mu Beta Fafnir. Or if you're afraid of getting killed, you can even make a Kiki Nagashi Fucho. So yeah, that's actually really nice. I think I've really convinced myself to use the Magician Souls package in here. It just helps you in so many situations. And if you top deck Engage, you've got 4 spells in grave already, and then 2 more spells in your hand. So what you're ending on is an IP Masquerena, a Mu Beta Fafnir, and a Da Draconids. The really cool thing about this board, though, is that because we don't have all of that fluff with the Fairy package, you can maximize your use of Da Draconids. Most decks need to use a lot of monster effects to push through a board if they can't out your board through spells and traps. So you're probably going to negate one of your opponent's spells and traps. Let's actually detach the Gamma. Then you're going to be using Da Draconids effect. So let's banish this to negate and destroy one of your opponent's monster's effects. Let's banish this to negate and destroy one of your opponent's monster effects. Actually, we need Gamma because we only play 1 now. So let's just get rid of the new 2. So now we've got our Da Draconids on field. We're going to IP Masquerena now. Link these 2 off for Dynamondo. Dynamondo effect. So, normally you don't have access to, you have access to your Cyber Angel Ben 10, but we did not go that route because Illusion of Chaos allowed us to get our Magician Souls, which let us play a little bit further and make another Mu Beta Fafnir along with an IP Masquerena. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Dynamondo's effect to shuffle back the Illusion of Chaos and one of our opponent's cards. So this is going back into the deck, and then we're shuffling something back. So we negated a Spawn Trap. We'd had 2 Monster and Negate and Destroys, and then now Dynamondo's shuffling something back. And guess what? Dynamondo effect. Tribute itself off. Special summon Da Draconids. This is a soft twice per turn, which means each copy gets 2 negates. So if you want to negate something again, you would have to attribute your Gamma, unfortunately, which is why I should have linked the Zeta off instead of the Gamma. So that I would have that, because I only play 1 of this now. But you could theoretically negate something else with 2,000 or less attack on top of that. And then on the crackback, you literally just kill your opponent because you have a full Drytron extra deck, and you have Alpha underneath your Mu Beta, and you have another name on board, and you have your Cyber Emergency, and you're drawing into... Oh my god, there's no way that you would draw into that. But it's not too bad if you do draw into Illusion of Chaos. Delta. Okay, sure. So yeah, that's really nice. I think this might be what I go to locals with. I'm going to try another test hand because I still have more time before I get exhausted. Oh yeah, a recommendation to chat. Do not break your leg. It stinks, it hurts, and everything is terrible. Did I get any more comments while my head was down? The mustache is majestic. Cat. Yes. I have 2 cats. I need a Fucho. Yo, I got you. I got you. You want a Fucho? I'll bring one to locals. Let me hop on over to my my bulk. I think it's in here. I can feel my leg getting stronger. I think I should be able to walk once I go back to the doctor on December 6th, which is broken. All right, wind is over here. All right, so extra deck monsters of wind is going to be over here. Kiki, Nagashi, Fucho. From Rira. This is the card you need. Heck yeah. Well, there's to be 3 Drytron players Monday. All right, I'll bring this to locals on Monday for you. Glad I could help. Alrighty. That was fun. I love helping people. All right, next test hand. My neck is starting to hurt. I think now that I figured out the deck, I'm probably just gonna... I don't know if I'm gonna make another iteration, because I was really excited to play 60 on Monday, but now that I realize that that is just trash, I'm rethinking it. Maybe I cut one of the thrusts and make it an even 45. But there's so many hand traps at locals, jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is an extremely interesting hand. When you look at this, you're like, ugh, what is this? But no, this is full combo, 8 ways from Sunday. So we want to get a bunch of spells in graveyard. So I think what we want to do here is, this is 2 names. And you're like, Psi, how is that 2 names? We have access to Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones. This puts a level 1 monster on board, so your Where Art Thou becomes a spell that can search any Drytron name. So what's better than Alpha Zeta? Probably Alpha Nu 2. I feel like 2 Gamma is needed for the crackback in case you banish it. No, yeah, I totally agree. I just don't want to play so many cards, says the guy that plays 60 all the time. No, I totally feel you. And I really want to main deck Harpy's Featherstorm. But really, like, it's just really, really good for turn 1. Beyond turn 1, it's all right. I mean, it gives you an extra body. It is broken. Honestly, it's super broken. Like, you really don't want to banish your Gamma. I think you just have to kind of play in a way that protects your Gamma, and that's all you have to do. That's all you can do, really. I'm trying to figure out the order for this. Because if I get drolled, what's the best course of action if I think my opponent has droll? Because I'll have 1 search. So I think if I Cyber Emergency, I can get... No, there's literally nothing good. Hornet Drones, and then Where Art Thou? No, this hand just loses to droll. There's no way to put 2 level 1 bodies on board with this hand that I can overlay with through droll so that I can Heartbeast Featherstorm my opponent. So, like, we're literally praying right here. Yeah. But since that is the case, I think what we do is start off with Engage so that we can search a Widow Anchor, so at least we have some sort of disruption. Because none of these other cards actually add disruption to our end board if we have access to them through the droll. So, like, What I'm trying to say is, like, if we started off with Cyber Emergency and searched Drytron name, that gives us 0 disruptions if we get drilled there. At least now we engaged first to get a disruption for our opponent if we get drilled here. So now we've got the engage in graveyard. We're gonna Hornet Drones, summon out our level 1 token. Then we can go ahead and activate Where Art Thou. That can search out our alpha. Now we can Cyber Emergency for Mewtwo. Oh, I passed it. Mewtwo. Now we have 4 spells in grave, and guess what? We're just gonna link this token off for Kagari. Kagari's gonna add back our Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. Hopefully we draw Engage off Engage. Get ready to draw a bonus card. Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. Actually, I lied. We're really hoping that we do not draw another Engage, because I realize now that I only play 3 targets. The Widow Anchor, the Shark Cannon, and the drones. So yeah, we're hoping this bonus card is anything but Engage. Literally anything. Draw our bonus card. It's Crossout Designator. Broken. We can stop our opponent's talents when we negate their stuff. Alright, so from here, we just have 2 Sky Striker cards. One of the best floodgates in the game. And now that Red Reboot is no longer with us, rest in peace, there's no counterplay to this. Like, your opponent just loses. And then we have Crossout Designator, and then Alpha Mewtwo. Unbelievable. Do I even need to bother playing this out? I mean, I will. But do I need to bother? Probably not. Let me catch up on comments before I go full combo. I feel like 2 cameras needed. All good. I gotta be right back a second if you're ending soon. Good luck in the... Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, but Heartbeat Starstorm is crazy. Going first, like, you're siding in the other 2. Like, sheesh. Like, I'm so happy that I see this card and I'm playable. Alright, so... Obviously, it's Alpha Mewtwo here. Oops. Tribute Mewtwo, Special Alpha. Alpha effect. Do we need to search the big chicken here? I don't think so. I think we could actually search Ben 10. Yeah, we're searching Ben 10. This will give us access to our Vanity's Ruler. Now we can Mewtwo special, Mewtwo effect to search. We need access to our ritual spell. So we're going to get Zeta. Oh man, which means that we need to dump our copy of the Draconids to the graveyard. I think we'll have enough for everything. I think we will. I'm gonna Zeta here for my own sanity. Instead of going Mu Beta Fafnir first. Because I want the Zeta in graveyard so I could use it for the Mu Beta Fafnir. Or not the Mu Beta Fafnir, for the dad. So this is going to search our Meteos Drytron. Ooh, and we don't even care about Nib. Let's say we got Nibbed so that we can just cross out Designator, and then we don't have to worry about that, like, using it as a disruption next turn, because it shouldn't really count as a disruption. So let's just do that. Ben 10 will resolve and search out a copy of the only other fairy in our deck that we actually play, Vanity's Ruler, which is crazy. It feels so wrong playing 1 Ben 10. But Diviner is trash, and it always was trash, and it always will be trash. Come at me. Okay, so Mu Beta Fafnir, dumping that here. Yeah, I mean, that's the full board. That's literally the full board. We don't even need to do that right now. What we can do is actually, we want Zeta in graveyard. So we're going to tribute over the Kagari and the Zeta for Vanity's Ruler. And that is on the board. Oh no, we don't get to make the Kiki Nagashi Fucho. What's better, Da Draconids or Kiki Nagashi Fucho? I feel like it's the Fucho. Alright, chat, we've got an option here. Our opponent can't special summon. during their turn. What we can do is we can overlay for Mu Beta Fafnir and dump the Meteos Draconids, then Ritual Summon it out to bring out a monster with 2 Negate and Destroys that messes up our follow-up. Or we can summon a monster that is unaffected by card effects and has an effect that makes it that it can't be destroyed by battle, and it turns on the best floodgate in the game. Alright, I think I convinced myself. We're definitely going the Fucho route here. Why would we bother going for the Draconids when we literally have FTK? Then we set this card, and then just in case they somehow out our board, we can even set these two if we really want to. So we've got... Actually, no, there's literally no reason in the world why we would need to set those, because Red Reboot does not exist. And unless there's a card that can prio draw phase tribute a monster your opponent controls, they lose. We're going to activate Harpy's Featherstorm, and now, not only can they not special summon, but they cannot, yeah, Featherstorm is definitely Fucho. Like, if you draw Featherstorm, make Fucho over anything. So now they're kind of cooked. But the thing about the Fucho line is it destroys your follow-up. Now, at this point, if I draw a card that's not a Drytron card, I can't play. All I could do is attack with Fucho and make a Zeus, and then hope that they can't out the Vanity's Ruler. So I can't kill them unless I draw a name. Hopefully I play enough names. Nope, I don't play enough names. Ugh, gosh. Maybe I should cut Shark Cannon. I'm going to cut Shark Cannon and one of the engages, which seems insane, but honestly, I think it's for the best. Yeah, I'm going to cut Shark Cannon and one of the engages. So now I play 2 engage, 1 Widow Anchor, and 1 Hornet Drones. But in this scenario, I still draw talents, and I still lose if they have a way to out the Vanity's Ruler now that I... But at least I'll have a Zeus. Let's assume that they put a monster on board, like, just to try and out the Kiki Nagashi Fucho, and I have to use this. I push this into attack mode, I beat over their wimpy monster that they normal summoned, and then I attack them directly. Then I can Downard and Zeus. So unless they have something that can negate this and then out these simultaneously, I should be good. And then I can set the Widow Anchor that I added off of the Engage. And then say that I'm forced to Zeus for some reason. These are all gone. And then on the crackback, I draw for turn. And it's Draconids, which lets me play. But even if it... Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. All right, never mind. Hold on. Let's go back, guys. Let's go back. Do you know how dumb I am? Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Guys. All right, we don't even need this. Bye-bye. All right, so we draw talents for turn, and we've got our Kiki Nagashi Fucho. We're not going to be able to kill them, but we're going to be able to make a board. Check this out. Attack with Kiki Nagashi Fucho. Main phase 2, Downard. Zeus. Now, guess what? Meteona's Drytron. You contribute machines with attack points to fulfill the requirement to ritual summon a monster from your hand or graveyard. Guess what we have? We have a Ben 10. This turns on our whole graveyard. We contribute our Zeus for Ben 10. Now, what we do is go Alpha, Tribute, Special. Alpha's searching out our copy of Draconids. Or honestly, do we have another Mu Beta Fafnir in grave or deck? We didn't use any. Okay, so you know what? No, we're adding your boy, Illusion of Chaos. Sadly, there's no other Ben 10 targets, so we don't get to search off that. But whatever. Now we can go ahead and use Illusion of Chaos. Search out our normal summon, which is Magician Souls, and then put back a card that we probably won't need, which is Widow Anchor. Now we can actually just start doing cool things. We can special summon our new 2. We can use the effect to search, which randomizes our deck, so we're not drawing that garbage card. What do we have access to? We have Zeta, and we used Alpha already. So literally anything. So I think we'll just take Delta here to try and draw a card. because we don't need the extra body from the Gamma. This is main phase 2, but remember, they cannot special summon, and we're going to be setting up a spell and trap negate and several monster negates with this. Unbelievable how this deck works perfectly with itself. Being able to special summon Zeus and be able to ritual summon our Ben 10 from the graveyard is unbelievable. Like, it's unreal. Okay, so from here, we'll go ahead and reduce the attack of our alpha, bring this back to hand. So now our delta can actually draw a card. We can... I guess we can try to draw the card now? Or do we dump first so that we don't draw that card? I think we dump first so we don't have to draw that pathetic card. Yeah, we're going to overlay these two and dump. There's Mubeta Fafnir. Effect dump. We're going to dump our copy of the Big Chicken Dad, Medionis Da Draconids. And then honestly from here, we can just straight up ritual summon using the 2 materials and the delta. And then our Magician Souls and our delta will give us our second Mubeta Fafnir to use as a negate. But I don't like that. No, I don't think we do that yet. I think what we do is now that we got the dad out of the field, or out of the deck, we draw a random card. So we're going to activate Delta, Tribute, Special, reveal the Medionis, and draw 1 card. Cyber Emergency, pretty cool. So now we have access to Gamma. Assuming we didn't have access to Gamma, like, the play would be a little bit different. But now that we have that, like, we literally have everything that we could possibly need. So we're just going to add Gamma for no reason, for free. Thank you, I guess. Gamma. Wait a minute. What am I talking about? How did I have Medionis Drytron in my hand? Oh, okay. I had it in my hand from the previous turn. So I activated it to special summon Ben 10, and then I tributed it, and then I added it back the one and only time that I could this turn already. Okay, I was confused. Unless... Was it in my hand? Yeah, it was definitely in my hand. Okay, yeah. At least I hope it was in my hand. Because if it wasn't, then this board ends up being a lot weaker than I thought it would be. Alright, so from here, what we can do is... I guess just normal summon Magician Souls. If our opponent hasn't hand-trapped us, we can ditch the talents to draw 1 card. Thrust. Great. Then from here, we can make the second Mubeta Fafnir. Which is going to be a negate once we turn it on with our Medionis Drytron. We can get rid of Gamma and 2 of these for our copy of Medionis Da Draconids. And then now we can Gamma tribute off our Mubeta Fafnir for a copy of Gamma and literally anything else. So, like, just another Mubeta Fafnir. And then we can actually link these off for IP Masquerena, I guess? Or SP Little Knight if you really want to. But IP Masquerena gives us the Dynamondo play that I talked about earlier, which makes this 4 negates, technically. 4 negates and a shuffle back. And it puts our Ben 10 back into the main deck. Or you could put the Illusion of Chaos. It doesn't really matter. You already used your 1 search for your Vanity's Ruler anyway. So from here... what you have is a lot. Like I said, this is main phase 2, but your opponent still can't special summon because you Harpy's Feather Duster or stormed them. You've got your IP Masquerena, you've got your negate with for a spell and trap with Mubeta Fafnir, and then you got your Medionis Da Draconids. But if your opponent has Imperm Lava Golem, then you're just toast. But like, why would they have that? Actually, it would need to be more than that, because every single one of these 4 monsters does something to your opponent. No special summoning. Once per turn spell and trap negate. Multiple monster negates. Summons SP or Dynamondo or Underworld Goddess from extra deck. Very broken. Very, very broken. I really like this build right now. So I cut those 2 cards, which put me down to 44, I think. I'm going to do a deck count real quick, and then maybe I'll do 1 more test hand. Maybe I'll cut one of the thrusts. But I'm really liking this build so far. Thank you guys so much for helping out with the strategy. I wish I could play a higher density of hand traps, but it just doesn't flow with drytron. Oh yeah, I wanted to count this out. And I'm also going to count hand traps too. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1 hand trap, 2 hand traps, 3 hand traps, 4 hand traps, 5 hand traps, 6 hand traps. And these are in piles of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 40 plus 4. So this is 44 with 5 hand traps. Wait, did I say 5 hand traps? That's pathetic. No, it's Ogre, Imperm, Ash, Nibiru, and 2 Droll. Okay, 6. 6 in 44. All right, that's pathetic. I need to side deck hand traps for the fringe scenario. I go up against an FTK, which is not so fringe, and I have 1 Lancia. All right, so this deck is not going to be able to win if there's a bunch of FTKs running around, because you're not going to draw your hand traps. I feel like putting in the other Droll, but like, I don't even know if I can afford to put in the other Droll. The 3rd Droll. I've got the Nib. Dang it. Why do FTKs have to be a part of this game? Oh my god, bro. Alright, let's just do another test hand, and we'll see if it comes to me. Kiki Nagashi Fucho. Alrighty. Let's see here. 1. Wow. Why is Cyber Emergency glued to my hand? Nova? Yo, this is crazy. And even going second, we have the 1 Ash, and then the Widow Anchor. What's the top deck? Talent's insane. Alright. So this is decent going first and going second. Drytron Nova is full combo by itself. So let's start off with that and utilize Cyber Emergency as an extender if we need it. If we're not going to normal summon our Vanity's Ruler, what we can do is actually use Magician Souls. Or if our Nova gets, or if our Mewtwo gets disrupted with like an Imperm, Cyber Emergency searching for, I guess, Alpha would make it so that Special Summon, that doesn't do anything, which means I can probably use the Special Summon effect of Magician Souls, ditching the Widow Anchor to try and draw an extra card, and setting up a Kiki Nagashi Fucho. So that's just my thought process for this. So I think we do start off with the main combo, which is Nova, Special Summon our 1 copy of Mewtwo. You know what? It's kind of scary playing 1 Mewtwo, if I'm going to be honest. Because 1 Mewtwo means that if I draw the Mewtwo, well, Nova can summon anything and I can just summon the Mewtwo from hand. Alright, never mind. Basically, it only turns off my 1-for-1. If I draw 1-for-1 and Mewtwo, then I can't use it unless I put it back in my deck with the copy of Illusion of Chaos. So you know what? There's some actual insane synergy here. Alright, but you know what? I was thinking about this. I think I'm going to cut a thrust. I got my ulti thrust, I got MP24, and then I've got Rarity Collection 3, the quarter century bonanza. I think I'm going to cut one of the thrusts. Don't ask me why. I'm on 43 now. Alright, Mewtwo effect. Search Alpha. Alpha. Tribute. Special. Search out. I guess Ben 10, right? No. Maybe? No. I have to choose. I do have the Cyber Emergency, but I think I have to search Draconids here. Alright, I'm going to search Ben 10 here just for funsies. Mewtwo effect is special. No search. Overlay for Mubita Fafnir to dump. Yeah, so there's no way to get into the Draconids, which is like super broken. Unless I Cyber Emergency to hard search for it. This is going to have to dump Zeta. Zeta, Tribute, Ben 10, search the ritual spell. Effective Ben 10 to search our only copy of a light fairy in our deck, which is Vanity's Ruler. That is summon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're already at 5 summons. Oh, Lord. And there's no counterplay to this. If we get nibbed here, we literally just lose. So that line actually played really hard into nib. Is there a way to get into that? Because even if we were to Cyber Emergency for the Meteonis Draconids, that would use the Ritual Summon to actually take up this whole body, and then I wouldn't be able to normal summon Vanity's Ruler. So, with this specific hand, I think what we do is we Cyber Emergency for, not the big chicken, but the baby chicken. Nah, you didn't see that one coming, did you? Did you? Activate. Ritual summon the baby chicken. Oops. Baby. Add back. And then finally, normal summon Vanity's Ruler. This is assuming no hand traps. But on the crackback, we've got Widow Anchor, the ritual spell, which is insane. Magician Souls, which is a decent normal summon. And Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. So, I mean, how's your opponent outing this? They imperm this, and then they try to do their Snake Eyes combo. You send their stuff, and then you Ash their original. I think we're surviving imperm full Snake Eyes combo. They're probably going to do something to clear these. So, what happened when we draw for turn? Where art thou? Disgusting. Alright, well, at least that's a Drytron name. So I think what we do here is, only 2 spells engrave. That sucks. That sucks so bad. That's unbelievable how bad that sucks. Alright, so we don't get to negate and take, but we do get to negate something that they left on board after outing our field and us not dying, which is not very likely. But then where art thou actually gives us the final name that we need in order to go full Drytron combo and kill our opponent. So we probably negate their negate, or something like that. Who am I kidding? We're dead. Then we don't want to special summon this because that will lock us out of our Drytron name, so we normal summon this. Then we activate Where Art Thou to search any good name. We already used Zeta, Alpha, and Nutu, so it's either Gamma or Delta, or Draconids, honestly. But if we add Draconids, then we don't have anything to search off of Alpha Thuban, since I think we only play 3 ritual monsters. Meteonis, Cyber Angel Ben 10, and Dad. So yeah, so we keep that in deck for now, and we just search, I guess, Gamma? Yeah, I think Gamma because drawing a card is not going to really add anything to our life right now. What could we add to our hand by drawing a card? I don't think so. I think we just want the extra body. I think we want the extra body here. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? There is another ritual monster. It's the Illusion of Chaos. I forgot about that. So we play 4 ritual monsters now. That's crazy. 4 one-ofs. All right, so we're going to Where Art Thou, get Gamma. Now, if you are low on life points because your opponent hit you really hard after they outed your board, make sure you kill your opponent this turn. Because at the end phase, if you don't normal summon your Gamma, which can't be normal summoner set, you take 2,000 damage and you lose. You die. All right, now that we have Gamma in hand, I think we can kill here. Let's try and find the line. It's going to be through access code talker, I think. We're going to go Alpha. Tribute Gamma, search for Meteonis Draconids, which we don't actually even need to use. What we can do is actually Meteonis, tribute this, special out the 4,000 guy, and this can attack all of your opponent's special summon monsters, which is really cool. Or wait, that's only if you did something, right? Let me read this card. You can ritual summon this card with Meteonis Drytron. Your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. If the total levels of monsters used for its ritual summon are 2 or less, this card can attack all special summon monsters your opponent controls once each. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish monsters from your graveyard whose combined attack equal 2,000 or 4,000. Then target 1 face-up card your opponent controls for every 2,000 attack of the total. Send that cards to the graveyard. You can only use this effect of Drytron Meteonis Draconids once per turn. Alright, so if we were to do that with Meteonis Draconids, that's only 3,000, or that's only that's 12 stars. That's not 2 level 1s. So you can't use its attack all special summon monsters once each, which sucks, but that's fine. So we added the Draconids. From here, what we can do is kind of just go crazy. We can Mewtwo, bring out Mewtwo, and search out our copy of Delta. So it looks like we do get to draw the card after all. There's nothing else that we can do to thin our deck, so I think we just draw the card now. I'll just Delta here, tribute this, special, reveal the Meteonis Drytron, add an Imperm from my deck to my hand, I guess. Alright, so we are trying to kill here. And I've already normal summoned. I've got 4 bodies on board, and I have not used Gamma or Zeta yet. Okay. I want to climb up into an access code talker. Access code talker plus Drytron Meteonis Draconids is game. Do I have any link monsters that I can use to pop the rest of my opponent's board yet? No. So what I want to ideally do is climb up into some shenanigans. I do have Gamma, and I want to keep Mewtwo in play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay these two. For Mubeta Fafnir, which will give me the extra body I need. I don't know if I need this effect to dump because I already used all the names. Yeah, I've already used all the names. So this is just a moot point. I'm going to dump an extra alpha, I guess. Now it's from this juncture that I can activate Meteonis Drytron, ditch these two for my 4,000 beat stick. Do I need to set up a monster negate here? Summon that, summon that. If I do that, then I won't have enough bodies. So I must summon Meteonis Draconids, which is my 4,000 beater. Then what I do is I make a link 2 that is a different attribute than the rest of what I'm summoning. I guess Nightmare Phoenix. I mean, so that's a fire, I guess. Then I can Gamma Tribute Mubeta, special summon, and special summon. Then I can go Unicorn. I can even use Unicorn if I want to on something. Although the Access Code Talker should take care of everything. Then I go Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker effect, gain 3,000. Banish Dark and Fire to pop 2 cards. Yeah, that's everything. Then I just, hopefully that kills my opponent. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Found the line, eventually. You just need to worry about how many bodies you have. Because if you don't have enough bodies, then you're toast. Oh, I wish I could play more hand traps. This game sucks. All right, let me see. I think I got a couple of comments when I was talking to myself and doing that hand. Oh my God, so many comments. Two gammas needed. Okay, I already read that. All good. Okay, good. Okay, with Featherstorm, it's Fucho. Yeah, definitely. I was thinking of running that in Gladiator Beast, considering they have 4 targets you can get. Yeah, I mean, if your deck has any form of, what's it called? Wing Beast, you should be playing it somewhere on your list. Harpy's Featherstorm is insane. It literally is an FTK. But you have to be able to kill your opponent on the crackback. Zeus becomes Ben 10. Oh, 2024 is wild. Yes. You need 3 Fuwalos. You and everybody else. Latino Xing. Good stuff. I built your Grass Kashtira dolls. Kashtira Tearlament dolls. Card for card. And it's been one of my favorites to date. I'd love to see your take on branded. I do have a branded list on the channel, maybe more than one. I might dabble with branded again. I've got it sitting right here. I just really love Dragoon. So I make sure that my lists, I did end up getting a gimmick puppet, which is cute. My lists usually have, where is that card? There's Gold Sark. Duality. This card's crazy. I love this card so much. But it's really cool. So I played like the Dark Magician and stuff. But, and then Chaos Space. Like that's another one of my cool ideas for branded. But the thing about branded and why I don't like playing it is that the brain level that you need in order to optimally play branded is beyond the spectrum of my current intelligence. I cannot play branded ideal because I do not understand all of the intricacies. I see players like, shoot, what's that guy who's always on DB Grinder? He's the branded guy. Like, there's no way you don't know him if I'm saying this right now and you're into branded. Oh, what's his name? But anyway, he is insane with it. Like, he sees lines that I would never see right now. No, it's not Pack. Pack is also a genius, though. It's not Pack. It's, I forgot his name. It's like something. I can't remember. But, like, he's insane with the deck. But, yeah, my take on branded is just kind of play the bread and butter, and you should be able to just kill people. I think branded is one of those decks that if you're not getting FTK'd, there is a line that you can play with any hand that will automatically win you the game. If I was the smartest person in the world, I'd play branded. Some version of branded. And there's so many different things you can do with it. You can even play tier branded. I mean, heck, if you really want to, you can add a small Kashtira engine. Those cards are crazy. And they add so much pressure to the board. And it obviously makes Guardian Chimera way easier to make if you have a Fenrir on the board and then you can search a Rise Heart or something. Yeah, I feel like branded helped me understand the game on a technical level. Yeah, for sure. Like, it forces you to. It literally forces you to because of the intricacies of the deck. I pilot 60-card branded Despia Shaddols. Nice, man, nice. I love the Shaddol engine because there's many ways to get to branded fusion, and then you can dump any one of them, or even activate Shaddol fusion going second, and then you have access to awesome graveyard effects that can chain block your effects against your opponent, and it gives you access to Winda, which is an FTK against a lot of decks, which is why the Drytron strategy that I'm showcasing is focusing on Vanity's Ruler as the only main normal summon. Stopping special summoning is one of the most unbelievably broken things in this game. Although I do miss Mystic Mine very, very much. All right. I'm going to do one more test hand, but I think this is the final list that I'm taking to locals, and I think I ended on 43 cards. Now that I took out the third thrust, let me just power shuffle and then see how many cards this is. 3. All right, so this is 43 cards. Oh, that's incorrect, but I mean, whatever. Should I play Pride of Prosperity as a 44th card? That'll make me see my hand traps less, but I don't know. All right, let's see what I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, this is why we play 2 Droll, baby. I have the crossed out designator for their Droll, and we are Gucci here. Also, I have the cross out for their Ash on Alpha. Because, yeah, that's also a thing. So, yeah, this is just the full board. I'm just going to emergency. Do I just grab Mewtwo or Zeta here? I think it's Mewtwo, but you could also dump Mewtwo off of Mubeta Fafnir. But if you don't dump Mewtwo off of Mubeta Fafnir, you're dumping Da Draconids. Hey, does anyone in chat know what is better? Do you go into Mewtwo mid-combo, or do you try to start your combo with Mewtwo when you're going the Vanity's Fiend line? Anyone in the 6 members of chat? Actually, I don't even know if all of you are watching live. You guys could be like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour behind trying to catch up on 2 times speed. 2 times speed is the best thing that YouTube's ever invented. I wish they had like 2.5 or 3 times speed, because that would make my life even better. Like, I can watch twice as much content in the same amount of time. Now I only have 5 people watching. Oh well, chat, it's okay. I'll just go with the new 2 line because it plays through Droll better. To be honest, I don't know. All right, it's cool. I'll try the new 2, and then we'll dump Draconids. Because I'm not playing Diviner to search it. And then, yeah, I could test both, honestly. So you know what? All right, so the hand is Droll Crossout, Alpha, Ben 10, and Emergency. We're going to do 2 different lines, and we're going to compare the end boards, and I'm going to end the stream. All right, first line is to start with Cyber Emergency to grab new 2. This guarantees a Kiki Nagashi Fucho. Through Droll Lancia, because Lancia is the only thing that can stop a Crossout Designator right now. I think. On turn 0. Oh, sorry, Cyframe Gear Delta. Shout out to fan favorite Jesse. You nasty. Alright, so Alpha Tribute new 2. Search out Draconid since we already have Ben 10. Huh. I think it changes things since we already have Ben 10, but I don't know. Because now we get to dump another name. But we'll see what happens when I do the other route. Special Summon new 2. Activate its effect on field to search Zeta. Maybe we should have dumped Zeta, because now we don't have access to the ritual spell until later. Third summon. Move it to Fafnir. Move it to Fafnir, effect to dump. We're going to stay away from RNG right now, because we want to compare this to the other hand. So we're going to dump Gamma here, instead of the Delta. Which may be the correct choice, depending on how many bodies we'll end up needing. But I mean, like I said, like, none of the cards are really super good draws in the middle of the combo. Yeah, now we're forced to Zeta as our 4th summon. Which is fine. I think we Zeta here. Getting rid of the Ben 10. Or the Draconids. Actually, I think it's the Draconids because our next step is to summon the Draconids. And then we have the Ben 10 in hand still for the Gamma. So, what we're going to do is Zeta Tribute Draconids, Dad, for the Zeta. So Zeta is going to search our Ritual Spell. Then, our 5th summon will be Meteona's Drytron to get rid of this entirely to summon out our Negate. So now we are protected. From here, we can bring back Meteona's Drytron onto our Zeta. Then we can Gamma away our Ben 10. Special. Effective Ben 10 to search for a Ruler. Yeah, we did not need the extra body, so it would be correct to go Delta here, so you could draw a random card instead of having just a random body on board that's not doing anything. But like we said, we wanted to protect our Gamma. Probably the safest place for it is the field. Although things can get banished from the field, you could also banish things from the graveyard. I think what we do here is we normal summon the Vanity's Ruler over the Zeta and the Alpha. So now we have all the names in the graveyard that we want to banish, which is the Alpha, the Zeta, the Mu Beta Fafnir, and the new 2. If we had just one more level 1 body on the field, we could make a Mu Beta Fafnir for an extra spell and trap negate. Alright, so the end board, when we go the route of grabbing new 2 first, ends on this. So let's try the end board a different way. So like we have obviously the Meteonas, and then we didn't touch the Crossout Designator and the Droll and Lockbird. So let's redo that hand. We started off with Alpha, Cyber Angel Ben 10, and Cyber Emergency. So we went through all of these cards. So I'll just put these off to the side and see what we actually utilize in the combo. So now we're going to start off by searching the Zeta instead of the new 2. We're going to do the standard combo, which is Alpha Zeta. Alpha will search out our Draconids, and then Resolution, we're going to Zeta here, dumping the Draconids, honestly. to search our Meteonis Drytron. Now, we're really hoping this Mu Beta Fafnir goes through to dump our Mewtwo so that we actually have the ability to trigger our Cyber Angel Ben 10 later. So we summon this as summon number 3. Then you can Meteonis the entire thing away for summon number 4. So this actually summons Meteonis.Draconids 1 summon early if I did my math correctly. Now from here, we can Mewtwo. Mewtwo effect to search Gamma. Gamma tribute off the Ben 10 to summon out any one of our bodies, I guess just Alpha. Ben 10 will search Vanity's Ruler, and we're left with the same thing, except now my Mewtwo might get banished unless I overlay with it. All right, so the answer is to search Mewtwo first. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream. Oh, man. Now, if you're going to locals, don't pre-side against me, you jerks. This is what I'm playing. Actually, you know what? Fine. I'll stay a little bit longer. I'll do the deck profile. I'll probably do the deck profile again. But here, let's just do this. All right, 2 fairies, the ritual spell, the searcher, the protection, the names. We got Alpha, Zeta, Gamma, Mewtwo, Giant Ritual Chicken, second crossout designator, Called by the Grave. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's Sky Striker package in this. 2 engage, Harpy's Featherstorm, God card, Ghost Ogre. Okay, Alpha, Delta. Oh yeah, Fafnir, baby. 1-for-1, crazy. Double thrust. Third Alpha, Hornet Drones, baby. The Nova, that goes with the Fafnir. Third crossout, second Nova. Shout out to only owning 2 Nova ever. Nibiru, the Primal Being. The other 2 Zeta. Bleh, wish I didn't have to play 3 Zeta. Imperm Ash. 2 more Cyber Emergencies because I hate myself. Magician's Souls and the Illusion of Chaos, broken. The second Droll and Lockbird. Where Art Thou because I'm hilarious. And because I'm on Team Bad Cards, I must play a bad card in every deck I play. Hornet Drones, Foolish Burial, and the Baby Chicken. All right, let's organize this. We go Alpha, Zeta, Gamma, Delta, Mewtwo. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Next up, I usually do the Ritual Monsters. So I think what I'm going to do is Ben 10. No, I'm going to go Draconids first. Then Baby Draconids. Ben 10. Illusion of Chaos. Then I'm going to go Magician Souls and Vanity's Ruler as my 2 normal summons. Then I'm going to go Hand Traps. I'm going to go from biggest to smallest. Let's go Nibiru, Ash, Ogre, Droll, Imperm. The other trap I play is Harpy's Featherstorm. And actually, going second, I have a way to out Harpy's Featherstorm. I forgot that there is counterplay to this. You can cross out Designator it, which is hilarious. So cross out Designator and Called by the Grave. Now, consistency spells. We have 1-for-1, Foolish Burial, Cyber Emergency, Drytron Nova, and Drytron Fafnir. Then we have the Ritual spell. Then we have the Sky Striker package, which is 2 engage, Hornet Drones, Widow Anchor. Where Art Thou for consistency. And actually, the Where Art Thou should go with the other consistency cards. I guess I'll put it in front of the Cyber Emergency, which is funny. Then the 2 Thrust and the 1 Talents. So here's my 43 card deck. Oh wait, hold on. Gotta sort the extra deck. Token. Okay, this is mostly Link monsters. Okay, Xyz, Xyz, Xyz. All right, so the Xyz are going to start off with 2 Mu Beta Fafnir, and then the Kiki Nagashi Fucho, then the Downerd, then the Zeus. So that's the XYZ package. And then our Link 1s are Anima and Engage Kagari. Our Link 2s, we have a lot of them. Let's just separate out the ones that are not Link 2. All right, IP and SP go together. Shout out to Team Bad Cards. And then we'll just go these 3. All right, so like that. And then finally, let's just organize these 3. Bam, that's the extra deck. And then the side deck, that's in front. And that should be good, just like this. No, I'm going to switch this up with this. There we go. All right. So here's the deck profile that I'm taking to locals on Monday at TGS in Tinley. Shout out to peeping my list. And I've worked on this for a total of like 4 hours to try and optimize it. I started at 60 cards, but I settled on 43. So hopefully this doesn't brick me too bad. I did cut down the name significantly, but hopefully the Sky Striker package helps me out in terms of getting to the place where I need to be. And not bricking and actually winning the game. So here's my Sky Striker Drytron deck profile that I have not played with yet. 3 Alpha, 3 Zeta, 1 Gamma, 1 Delta, 1 Nu 2. No Beta here. Next up, Ritual Monsters. 1 Dad, 1 Dot Draconids, or no, one Meteonis Drytron Meteonis Draconids, 1 Ben 10, shout out to Emmanuel for the QCR, and 1 Illusion of Chaos. Now for my normal summons, I have Magician Souls and the searchable Vandy's Ruler. Next up for hand traps and other disruptions, I've got 1 Nibiru the Primal Being, 1 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 2 Droll and Lockbird, 1 Infinite Impermanence. I also play another trap card, which is the 1 copy of Harpy's Featherstorm in the main deck, which is searchable by Triple Tactics Thrust. Next up, the rest is spells. For defensive options, we do have the 3 Crossout Designator, which is really broken. It can hit anything that you play in your deck, which includes all these hand traps and this broken card. Called by the Grave to protect ourselves as well. Now, extenders and combo starters. 1 for 1. You ditch a hand trap or any one of your Drytron monsters to special summon it Nu 2 from your hand or deck. So this is never a brick ever, unless you draw it off of Delta after you've already used Nu 2. Foolish Burial. Send any name. Where Art Thou? If you control a level 1 monster, like if you normal summon Droll, you can search any level 1 monster in the game. If you do not normal summon a monster with that name during the turn that you activate this card, you take 2,000 burn damage at the end of the turn. Do not forget that. I just feel that this is very strong with the Sky Striker package. I might cut this. Next up, 3 Cyber Emergency. More consistency. 2 Drytron Nova and the 1 Drytron Fafnir. This can also search the ritual spell, Meteonis Drytron. Next up, Sky Striker package. We have 2 copies of Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, 1 Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones, and 1 Sky Striker Mecha Widow Anchor. Next up, we have 2 Triple Tactics Thrust and 1 Triple Tactics Talent. 43 card main deck. Honestly, I might cut that Where Art Thou for the even 42. But we'll see. There's the only fringe scenario that it works really well is if you draw the Sky Striker package with it. Next up, speaking of Sky Striker package, your 1 Sky Striker Ace token. Next up, XYZ monsters. You have your 2 Mu Beta Fafnir, your 1 Kiki Nagashi Fucho, 1 Downard, and 1 Zeus. This is a very broken card that gives you the access to machine monsters. Now, links. Shout out to the Megatins for the QCR Relinquished Anima. Rest in peace, Link Rebo. Our other linked one is Sky Striker Ace Kagari. This is the only one that you need. Next up, we play Cross Sheep. For the Link 2s, Nightmare Phoenix, Dynamondo, and then finally IP and SP Little Knight. Shout out to Team Bad Cards. Then, since we do play Access Code Talker, we do play the Nightmare Unicorn, the Access Code Talker, and the Underworld Goddess of the Closed Moon. Closed World. Gosh, I keep on mixing it up with the Link 2. But what's really cool about this is that you can out insane cards with your Closed Moon. Then you can link up into Access Code Talker, and it actually gains up to 7,300 attack. And then you can actually co-link your Nightmare Unicorn and your Nightmare Phoenix. Then neither of them can be destroyed by battle, and you get to draw 2 cards for your draw phase next turn. Really cool. Finally, the side deck. So I did work on this a little bit, but it could be improved. I opted for the 2 Raw Sphere mode. The boards these days are crazy. I know Ubel fell off since the Mulcharmies have been released, but there's still insane boards built by Snake Eye Azamina Fiendsmith that you can essentially take care of completely with just one Raw Sphere mode. You don't need your normal summon in this game. I only play 2 normal summons in this deck at all. One of them is Vanity's Ruler, and the other one is Magician's Souls. So you do not need your normal summon. Really powerful card. Artifact Lancia. This has just always been a mainstay in Drytron because of the existence of Ben 10. You can very easily forego your search of your Vanity's Ruler for your Artifact Lancia, and it just gives you the opportunity to prevent banishing for the entire duration of your opponent's turn, which can really harm decks like Dragon Link and more recently Malice. So this would just kind of, I don't even know what they do when they're under Lancia. But they've got several answers to Lancia in their deck. I think they play Crossout and Lancia and Call by the Grave in order to stop this card. But you can search this in your combo to just make going first even better. And then if you hard draw this going second, it's even tastier. But it's got to be on your deck list for you to actually draw it. Next up, spells. Harpy's Feather Duster. This is searchable by Thrust. So if your opponent's doing their Labyrinth shenanigans and trying to go into Lady or whatever, activating monster effects, you just Thrust, search your Harpy's Feather Duster, and then hopefully that outs their Floodgates. Magical Spring. So this is another insanely broken card this format. Whether you're facing someone that's coping on Yubel or Snake Eyes Azamina, what you can do in the draw phase is activate this, draw a bunch of cards, and then discard cards. I'm actually going to read this for you. Go pick up your Magical Spring right now. This is amazing, this format, especially in a deck that you want to see cards going second, and then you don't care about discarding cards. Like if you discard a Drytron card, you could special summon it from the graveyard, and you don't even care. So this card reads, Quick Play Spell. Draw a number of cards equal to the number of face-up spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Then discard a number of cards equal to the number of face-up spell and traps you control. So, if you activate this in draw phase, and it does not get negated, you're drawing 1 off of their field spell, 1 off of their IP Masquerena in their spell and trap zone, 1 off of their whatever Azamina garbage that they have. So you're drawing 3 extra cards, and then you only have 1 face-up spell and trap, so you're discarding 1 card. So I just want to let you know that it's better than Graceful Charity. Do you understand this? This is one of the best going second cards printed in a format where your opponent has face-up spells and traps. And if they Secret Village lock you, just put a level 1 monster on board, go into Relinquished Anima, and then activate this. The rest of the card says, until the end of your opponent's next turn after this card resolves, spell/trap cards your opponent controls cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. Also, their activation and effects cannot be negated. You can only activate 1 Magical Spring per turn. You don't care about the rest of that. You're not destroying their spells and traps. You're Zeusing them, or you're just outright killing them because you drew your Raw Sphere mode, and you're going to just go in. Magical Spring, broken, especially in Drytron. And it discards. So you can even use it in a danger deck if you're going second. Next up, 3 Forbidden Droplet, keeping up with the quick play spells. This card's also super insane, especially with evenly matched. 3 different rarities. Shout out to all the times this card has been printed into the ground. 3 evenly matched. This card's just broken. There's nothing else to say about it. And then finally, we do play the other 2 copies. When you're going first, I haven't really mapped out how to side deck, but there are a lot of ways to get 2 level 1 monsters on your field. Harpy's Featherstorm is literally an FTK. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Subscribe for more. All right, and that's the stream. How do I clip that in order to make it a video? Do I just screen record my own screen while I'm watching my own video and then post that screen recording as its own video? I might do that. Which means I'll have to watch myself babble on for 15 minutes or whatever that amount of time that took. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm going to try and stream a little bit more often. But like I said at the beginning of the stream, over 2 hours ago, Jesus, was that I didn't have a second video because I had to miss locals on Thursday and Saturday. But some of the decks that I want to try in the near-term future, now that I finished with Sky Striker Drytron, Harpy's Featherstorm, is Branded Tearlament. Shout out to that branded guy in chat earlier. Dogmatica Fluandereeze with the Magician Souls package. Magician Souls is crazy. Dragon Link with the Light and Darkness Dragon. I haven't seen that list pop up anywhere, but you can do that now, and I definitely want to try that. So keep an eye out for that. I want to retry Tri-Brigade Lyrilusk. I want to try Tri-Brigade Sprite now that I've got a lot of the cards that I need for that. I want to try Unchained Chimera again, or maybe just pure Unchained. I don't have access to the Fiendsmith package, but I feel like I could do something with Unchained Chimera. Paleo Frogs, 60 cards. There's been a lot of discussion with, 60-card Paleo variants, and I've got all those cards, and I definitely want to try that strategy out now that I finally have 3 transaction rollbacks. I haven't gotten to use those yet, but I picked them up early on after the tins were released. I want to play Lyrilusk. Never played it when it was good. Dude, it's still broken, bro. I will show you the combos. It's insane. But you have to draw well enough, and you end up on like an F0 and like a bunch of negations. It's unbelievable. Hand Trap Sprite. I wanted to like play a Sprite deck that just plays a bunch of hand traps. Maybe a small Cashier package, but that's not the main win condition of the deck, like the other one I was playing. Frog, Adventure, Sprite, Dragon Ruler, Shifter, Monster Reborn. That's just a bunch of cards that I want to include in the strategy. But yeah, I want to play the Adventure pack. Like, that is a true Psi deck. Frogs, Adventure, Sprite, Dragon Rulers, all in one deck. It's because Tidal, the Dragon Ruler, is insane because it literally says it's Foolish Burial for any card. You get access to everything that you need. And since you're playing the Sprite cards, you can actually play Shifter. And you can also even main deck Crossout. You know what? Let me write down Crossout Designator because I feel like that would be good in the main deck too. Dude, I'm like cooking while I'm live streaming. Crossout Designator. Yeah, that deck is going to be insane, man. I'm really excited for that deck. So, yep, that's everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and the stream, and we'll see you guys soon, okay? Let me just read the comments before I go. Alrighty. All right, I'm all caught up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.